Okay, now continuing on from the previous video, we're just going to start doing the modeling now. Now what I've already done is I've dropped in another material for the other image there, so we can have that if we need to use it later on. Now in order to do this, what I'm going to do is use the image I have here as a reference. So I'm just going to restore the viewports, go back to this front view here, maximize that, and I'm going to use this then to start my modeling. So create a standard primitive being a sphere, and let's see if we can, well, maybe I'll do this one first, do the eye first. So about there, I suppose, looks roughly right in terms of sizing. I'm going to do the next one now, and there it is there, near enough. Might be a little bit off the center, so maybe just tweak that a wee bit. That's a bit better. And okay, that's those two. So what I need to do now is just try and correct the positioning of things. So there it is, that's my other sphere. So the first sphere is sphere 1. I'll just rename this at this point to I, because I'm going to be using it again. And this one to head. Alright. Now, so grab the eye. And let's just move this a little bit. So let's push it out here a bit. So it's quite, well, if we look at the other image at the back there, for instance, I'm just going to spin around. Let's see how far back this goes. Now, we can see there that on this image here, the eyes are not protruding quite a hemisphere, but they're in and of that order. And if we look at the front view of this, let's see if we can get that. Yeah, you can see that there's still a bit of space left there. So let's go back and see what how we can just move these in place to get the same effect. So looking at the right view there, I think we just push that in a small bit. The height should be okay because we set that against the side image. So maybe about there will do. Okay. So that's fine. That's the first eye in. Might be a bit small. We can tweak it later if we need to. What I'm going to do next is simply mirror this over. So using the mirror command up here. So we're going to mirror about the y-axis, I think. We're going to copy it. And no, it's not the y-axis. So let's try the x. Yeah, that's about it. And so just mirror it till we get roughly the same kind of positioning on the other side. So there we go. About 100 mil ought to do it. And click OK. So now we have those two there. I and IO1. So you can be smart about it and put left eye and right eye on it if you like. And that's those. Now I'm going to keep these in place as they are. So what I'm going to do is grab these three objects here on the side. It's not the plane, so I want these guys. And I'm going to group them and create that just straight group name. And that'll keep those together for me. Now, next thing I need to do is to start creating the mouth shape. So what I can do is just turn off that these individual elements for the moment. And what I want to do is create that wedge shape here and use it then to cut out on the main. So again, just very quickly on this, it doesn't matter a whole heap how accurate we are on this. So we're going to create it oversized like that. So it's in the ballpark. Now, what we need to do is start doing a few operations on this in order to remove the extra bits of the sphere. So I might just turn off the planes because I don't need those either. What I'm going to start doing is creating a couple of boxes and using Boolean Operations, just simply start doing some subtraction. So I'm just flicking to a perspective view there. Now what I'm going to do is drop a box on this thing, like so, and that'll cover that up. So just going to the side here, back to orthographic I guess, and what I'm going to do is subtract this big box from this sphere. So object selection, I've just grabbed the sphere, and now what I want to do is create a compound object. So that's done by create, compound, and then under here we have Boolean. So I click on that, and currently the way it's set subtraction a minus b. So a is the sphere, so the minus b part is the box. So I need to pick that. So pick operand b, it's the box, and that's what happened there. Okay. The next thing I want to do is pretty much the same thing, but this time I want to subtract a chunk here. So same idea again, into an orthographic, create a standard primitive of a box, and I'm going to run it to about here, which should be around the 0 point. And I'll just run that up for a bit. Go back to the side, drop it down, so use the move tool to put it to here, and once again select the hemisphere I have as it is now, and subtract that. So create, where is it gone? Compound, Boolean, and it's still at a minus b, so pick operand b, and that goes. Now, if we go back to the image for a moment, let's flip it to the other side maybe. I can't really see it there. The angle we're looking for is about 50 degrees. Let's move that to there. See there, it says just 50 degrees. So let's go and undo the last command. So what I need to do is create another box and set it up at a rotation of 50 degrees. So again, creating a box. I'm just going to set it over here, move it up. I'm going to move it down a small bit like this. And now what I need to do is, home on that. Okay, take off perspective again. Now I want to rotate this, so I'm left with a 50-degree angle. So click on the rotate button. Actually, if you right click on this like that, it'll bring up this command here, so you can be quite accurate with it then. So I'm going to try rotating about the x-axis by 50 degrees, and that looks right. Let me think. Yep, it is. So I'm going to grab this now and move it over to about, now maybe there. It might be worth at this point, yeah, because we want these references here. That should be the 0, 0 point, or near enough it. So maybe try and get it to about there. Too much. That'll do. Am I happy with that? Probably move it another bit. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so as before, then we can just run our compound object. So create compound Boolean, and then just remove that. So now we have this piece here. Now, let's just go on to here. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Never mind. I've taken off too much there. Let's see, what can we do with that? I suppose we could mirror it and stick it together. Let's see what happens. Close the gap. This is a really nasty way to do this. Alright, for the sake of this video, we're going to pretend that that didn't happen. Alright, look, we're going to leave it there. Alright, so it's two objects. So what I'll do is I'll just group those for the moment. Create a group. Alright. Now, what I was trying to do is bring back the original objects here. And what I want to do now is subtract. Oh, I know what I've done. I need to rotate that now. I need to subtract this piece from the main sphere. So before that happens, I need to actually rotate this thing. So let's rotate this through 90 degrees as well, about the Z. Okay, and let's just finish that. Now I need to put it in the correct location, so let's move it this way. It's kind of gone too much. Anyway, it's down to the side of the sphere, isn't it? I suppose about there will do. Now I just want to confirm that this is in fact in the correct location. So let's have a look at our guy here. Set perspective. Find the center. It's not rotating correctly for me. There we go. Alright, that's obviously not right. So let's move it over. Okay, that's reasonably okay. Alright, that should work. Okay, so with this much done, I'm going to basically ungroup all of these and these as well. So this allows me to run some Boolean operations. So what I want to do is subtract these spaces or these shapes here from the overall big sphere. So big sphere selected, called head, back into Booleans, compound, Boolean, pick operand B, so I'll pick that one. And you can see there that it's just taking a big chunk out of that piece. And I'm going to do the same on this one now. So having done that, we're going to get the head again, and we're going to run another Boolean operation on this. And this time I'm going to take the other side. Okay. Oh, look at that. How annoying. Okay, because the two wedges weren't quite right, I've left a piece in there. So I'm going to cheat and undo. And what I'll do is I'm going to grab that wedge there. So let's see. That's the planes. This one. I'm going to move this a slight bit this way. And with a bit of luck, it'll pull out the final piece for me. So this time again, where are we going? Compound, Boolean, pick operand B, grab this. Alright, hopefully it didn't make too much of a mess. That's all a bit weird. Okay, moral of the story, don't make the mistake I made. Alright, I'm going to leave that piece there incidentally, because the final part of this is to try and fill in that mouth with a smaller sphere. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I'm going to turn back on, not that one, turn this back on. And what we're going to do is just fill in a sphere in here. So again, create standard primitives, a sphere, and just pull that out. Getting a wee bit jumpy there for some reason. Alright. Oh, look, it's inside of his head. What we can do is just move that into place. Oh, I'm still in perspective view, that's it. So I'll just scale this now. Now that previous artifact there effectively gets hidden off by this. Okay, so I'll just turn off that plane again. And I'll leave the sphere on, turn off the plane. And this is our point now. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. And in the next video, we are going to have a look at doing his ears. Thank you.